Nathan Sabrinas here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've got a carpet cleaning business, so we service really everything after the carpet's been installed. We can take care of repair, maintenance, cleaning, all of your service needs. I heard about the Thrivetime show conference on the radio. I was listening to the radio show, the local radio show here, and Clay and Dr. Z were talking about how they have this event where entrepreneurs can get together and rub shoulders with other entrepreneurs and hear some of the best proven practices of having the success you need in your business. Obviously there's lots of ways to do things, but there's ones that are consistently work all the time. And so we felt like we were stuck in an area, and this was a great idea to get some more, look for other avenues, other ways to get around the wall instead of just trying to push through it. I wanted to come to the Thrivetime conference because I wanted to find how to release the brakes in my business, so to speak. I had done the best. I had a customer that told me, said, Nate, if you could be doing it, you already would be doing it. And that was really hard for me to accept, because as anybody wanting to accomplish or do something, you believe that you've got to have supreme confidence in yourself. But I'd hit the threshold, I'd hit the ceiling of what I could do. And I didn't want to admit it to anybody, but it slowly was dawning on me that if I wanted to grow and become something bigger and better, I had to get other ideas, to get other people involved or other sources of knowledge beyond my own, to see the best practices that another business was doing that was having a success, and then try to copy them instead of trying to reinvent the wheel myself. Oh, what have I learned from the workshop so far is kind of like trying to re-describe the 4-year college experience all in one sentence, but there's just such a large quantity of things that sometimes you don't know what you don't know. You're there, you're in the thick of it, you're working on stuff, and it's hard to see what are all the other ways that you could be doing what you're already accomplishing at. If you could do more, then you already would be doing more. And so finding those mentors, finding some other information, they go over search engine optimization to learn about how you should get Google reviews and how that'll connect with your AdWords so that you can become more effective and reach a bigger target audience. They talk about targeting your audience and how you can find other ways to specifically know. Don't just go out there and just randomly say, hey, everybody's my customer. No, you need to know exactly who you're going, who's going to be your highest and best customer, who brings you the most joy to serve, and what are you looking for in an employee? How do I find the next employee? Do I do individual things? Do I do a group hiring process? And they cover all of that stuff, going through your core focus, your F6 goals, the things, why are you even in business to begin with? How is it helping you with your faith? How is it helping you with your family? What is your goal financially? Like if you got a ship and it's going along without a rudder, you're never going to accomplish things. They talk about how to put some rudders in the water to help you to guide your ship to where you're going. And they talk about how to work on your image and your branding, the sights and the sounds of your business. There's just such a plethora of information and knowledge that you can just go in there. And honestly, you probably need to go to multiple conferences, because the first one you're going to go, hey, I can apply these 3 or 4 things. And after you get those implemented, you see the success from that. You're like, oh, what were the other 52 things that they had? And this is my 3rd conference I've been to, and I come back and I look again, I'm like, oh, I'm furiously writing notes. I'm like, yes, I remember they talked about this, and now I'm ready to actually do that step, because I've moved my business bigger up to that point that I'm able to get some of those things accomplished. The thing that is the most unique about this conference is the humor and the energy. To have a positive energy, you get that person that is really dull and is not that interesting, you pretty much lay back in your chair and you kind of check out a little bit. It's hard to take any notes, whereas here, it's humorous and it connects in a real way, like actual real-life business practices that have happened, to where you're like, oh, I can relate to that. Oh, actually, I've had that happen before. I've run into that with an employee. I've run into that with a customer. It's all practical, actionable knowledge, and the thing that's different from everything else that I've looked and researched and done was they gave you high concepts of how you can become a better version of you, or how you can just view the world differently. Whereas this is, what do you do today? What do you do next week when you go back and you actually face your employees, when you actually look at your numbers, when you actually are recording your phone calls, when you actually are sitting down and reviewing what it is, what's the best practice we do in our company, how we can move ourselves forward. And those are the things that are unique, because you actually walk away from here with a notepad full of things that I'm going to go do this week, and I'm going to go see the success. And then you see all the quotes on the walls. You see all of the testimonies of people who they help to build your confidence, because you know that it's not just hypotheticals or they're not just theory things. You actually see the actual applications from the people who did this already, had the success, and they're wanting to give you that step up, that leg up, not a hand out, but a hand up into the next phase of your business. And honestly, if you miss this conference, or you miss coming into one of the next ones, you're missing out on the next phase of your business, the next thing that's really going to catapult you to say, hey, yes, you can make it to the next place. We've implemented stuff from this last year, and we've doubled our own business by just taking these ideas. And I know that I can probably double again this next year because there's so much more still for me to glean from and implement as we continue to grow.